Qualifying's about to kick off any moment here at the Circuit Barcelona Catalunya. No doubt that today will be full of action on the track. Drivers tend to complain about tyre wear around this track, and the compounds on offer this weekend aren't likely to put that issue to bed. Is this going to be about who can make the tyres last?
Tyre wear is always something you have to consider to a certain degree. Finding a good car balance that suits the circuit will help prolong the life of the tyre, but it's true that some circuits, such as this one, are more challenging than others. How hard you can push them depends on your strategy and how tight the battle is around you.
Fantastic. You've got pole.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Mir, Perez and Alexander Albon. With qualifying
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91, or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. Anthony Davison is here with me today. Together we'll be taking you through all the action at the Spanish Grand Prix. It can be hard for the cars to follow each other closely here due to all the dirty air coming off the car in front. So perhaps we're looking at a more strategic Grand Prix. What do you think on that one, Ant?
I'm not too sure about that, Crofty. Yes, it's hard to follow, but if you're brave on the brakes and willing to commit, there are definitely opportunities to be had here, like down into turn 10 after the DRS zone, for example. I don't think this is a race that's going to be decided purely in the pit stops.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Mir lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Albon, Hamilton, Nico Hülkenberg, and Raikkonen, Verstappen, Bottas, Ricciardo, and Lucas Faber, Sainz, Russell, Lando Norris, and Leclerc, Magnussen, Stroll, Sebastian Vettel, and Pierre Gasly. Grosjean and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into turn 1 isn't too long, so the pack will be bunched up. Take care. Okay, you've been pushing your luck on the track limits too much. We've been given a 3-second penalty. strategy option. Green flag. Okay, copy that. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Right, some information on Hamilton. They have some kind of mechanical problem. be racing on the exit. Exit now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. You made it look easy. The gap to the car behind is 2.1 seconds. They're speeding up again, so I expect they fixed whatever the problem was. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. There's 13 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, gap ahead is 10.9 seconds. That's a new fastest lap for the race. Good distance between yourself and the car behind. moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2. Nice move. Good job. George is in the pits. George in the pits. The car ahead is coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead, now running medium tyres. behind is 22.4 seconds. Lando's in P10 at the moment. The difference is 20.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The time last lap was a 1:28.4. We're leading our teammate by 24.6 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 12th. The time last lap was a 1:28.7. First position, front of the pack, Perez behind. The gap behind us is 7.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 7 laps to go. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up. Hitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. Release. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, our main competitors in this race are Perez and Russell. Lando's currently in P9. The gap is 24.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The time last lap was a 1:28.3. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. Gap to teammate behind is 34.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 10th. The time last lap was a 1:28.2. This is your final lap of the race. You in the car behind is increasing by a significant amount each lap. Good job. There's only one lap of fuel remaining. Absolutely fantastic. It's a brilliant result. Well done.
Renault have pulled off a sublime performance to secure the top step of the podium today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, tyre management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Renault team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their drivers walk out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Mir increases their championship lead. Now let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Renault's lead continues to grow at the head of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Racing Point this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. We all underestimated you, didn't we? Do you have any comments about the collisions? Would you say that your rival is still on your level? Appreciate your time.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
do you think of this one?
We're here at the magical Circuit de Monaco for one of the most challenging qualifying sessions on the Formula One calendar. Who can add their name to the illustrious list of Monte Carlo pole sitters here today? The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times, though. It's about optimisation, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying, that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
We're very happy with that position. Well done.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Bottas, Ricciardo and Kimi Raikkonen. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend downwards towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners at Saint-Devote. And don't expect to see much overtaking here today. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Now, let's have a chat about Robert Kubica. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Raikkonen, Hülkenberg, Mir and Perez, Verstappen, Weber, Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, Albon, Norris, Lance Stroll and Sainz, Russell, Gasly, Sebastian Vettel and Kevin Magnussen. Grosjean and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, don't try anything silly into one. It's going to be crazy in there. Just do your best to stay out of trouble. The start. Okay, box, we're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap. Strategy is available on the MFD. Seeing major wing damage. Box. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Got that confirmed? times are falling off. We want you to pit in for repairs. Box, box, box. 0 seconds. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:22.6. Some information on Vettel. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. Exit now. We're racing on the exit. Complete. Go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. George is coming in for his stop. Okay. We're looking at some gearbox wear. Try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum. Lost one of the gears. The transmission is significantly damaged. We're down a gear. gearbox issue, but I'm afraid there's nothing we can do. Try and drive around it, we'll just have to hope for the best. Remember that you have a lot of torque in these power units, so you should be able to stay in higher gears for a lot of the lap. We're leading our teammate by 42.5 seconds. Just put in a new fastest lap. There's 7 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, Jeff here. You're causing unnecessary wear to your transmission. Try to take it easy, or we risk losing it. Engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. drivers we're racing are Bottas and Russell. Turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum. We've been awarded a time penalty. We'll go against our finishing time at the end of the race. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. It should be a few laps at least before you start feeling too many tyre issues. They seem in good condition for the time being. This is your final lap of the race. There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining. Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
What a fantastic Grand Prix that was, and an excellent win for McLaren. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Mir increases their championship lead. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
No doubt in my mind, I have to give it to Robert Kubica. Everyone else needs to be taking notes, because that was an absolutely textbook performance from him.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Renault's lead continues to grow at the head of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today, as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race. You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team... That was a good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him doing well? You left some bodywork out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip?
Well, thanks anyway.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
If it were me, this is probably what I'd invest in.
Welcome again then, and we hope you're ready for another fantastic session as the teams prepare to unleash their cars for qualifying at the Canadian Grand Prix. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
us further back than we'd like, but don't worry about it. Just means more fun for us tomorrow.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Hamilton, Albon and Nico Hülkenberg. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
Canada has a true love affair with Formula One. The grandstands here are always packed to capacity. It's a country that has given us the likes of Gilles and Jacques Villeneuve, the thrilling Grand Prix of '79, of '98 and of course 2011. They love their motorsport in Montreal and we absolutely love coming here. It's a tricky circuit to tackle in wet conditions, with top speed still of critical importance down the long back straight. There are 2.7 miles and 14 corners overall on a circuit that in the dry can see average lap speeds of around 130 miles per hour. We'll be lucky to get anywhere near that today. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, just edging out Alexander Albon, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hülkenberg, Raikkonen, Valtteri Bottas, Mir, Stroll, Leclerc, Perez, and Max Verstappen. Weber, Russell, Carlos Sainz, and Gasly, Magnussen, Norris, Sebastian Vettel and Roman Grosjean. Kubica and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Not a great starting position for us, but hopefully we can improve the situation throughout the race. best strategy option. Confirmed. Looks like the weather is going to dry up in about 5 minutes. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Go, go, go. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track. Engine is showing small signs of pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. We anticipate an end to this rain in around 5 minutes. Inters look like the best tyre for now. Looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly. We're seeing a loss of power from the turbocharger now. Loss of power on the turbo. It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet. See that position? Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. That is 1.6 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions are looking good. Not sure whether dries or inters are faster. We're right on the crossover. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. Reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control. A new strategy is available on the MFD. George is in the pits. George in the pits. Okay, copy that. This lap, please. Go. You'll be racing on the exit. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Maneuver. You made it look easy. That's a new fastest lap for the race. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Car behind has front wing damage. We'll have a harder time keeping up with you. Keep pushing. The gap to the car ahead is 2.8 seconds. Right, some information on Hamilton. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow. Okay, some information on Magnussen. They're retiring from the race. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. Yellow flag. Caution, caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens. Okay, clear. Is 24.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The time last lap was a 1 minute 18.5. Gap to teammate behind is 9.2 seconds. Has just put in a new fastest lap. Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
Let's move on to the constructors. Renault's lead continues to grow at the head of the table. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
The weather was miserable today, but do you feel this was an advantage for you? You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling? You had a few bumps and scrapes today. Who would you say is at fault?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Fantastic podium. Well done. Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
I recommend we could go for something like this.